everyone, welcome to Get Curried. Today I'm going to show you a really nice recipe for using up all the little bits of vegetables you have left in your refrigerator. So sometimes when you have one carrot, one capsicum, few pieces of mushroom left, you should make this Singaporean fried rice. Now you would have found it on restaurant menus very often, but never realized just how easy it is to make at home. I'm going to make it with some boneless chicken, but what you can use instead is shrimp, tofu. I've never really tried it with paneer, maybe you could try that, or even sausages. That's also really great in this recipe. So let's get started with Singaporean fried rice. So what I have here are some cashew nuts that I've lightly toasted already in this pan. They've cooled down, so I'm just going to pull them out and let them rest on the side. And now in that same pan, I've heated up some oil and I'm going to first fry off the chicken. This is boneless chicken that's just been marinated for about 30 minutes only with salt and pepper, nothing else. Just add that in here. Flame is on low right now because the oil has already heated up. Just spread that around the pan. I'm going to let it cook on one side and then flip it over on the other side as well. I want to get it slightly browned and caramelized. You can see that the chicken has browned up nicely on both sides, so I'm just going to drain it out and let it rest. And we'll move on to cooking the vegetables first and then add the rice to this. You might need to add a little bit more oil, depends. If you feel the need, just add like maybe about 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil. The best part about this is the chicken has left amazing flavor in the pan, so we're going to use that to cook it further. Before we start cooking the veggies, I'm going to add some whole spices. Yes, this is a very unusual recipe. So 1 Dry Red Chilli, a Star Anise, and you actually ideally need 1 whole stick of cinnamon. Mine is broken up, so you'll see it in like these 3-4 pieces. Just let that toast in the hot oil. Once the spices have toasted in the hot oil, the next thing I'm going to add is some finely minced garlic. Love that sizzle. For any kind of fried rice, stir-fry dishes, keep your ingredients lined up because the recipe moves very quickly. Cooking time is very fast, which is why you need to spend a little bit more time, like 15 minutes or so, on prepping and keeping everything chopped and ready. Now I'm going to wait for the raw aroma of the garlic to go away. Just a matter of like some 30 odd seconds, not more. When the garlic starts sticking to your spoon like that, that's when you know you need to add your next batch of ingredients. So I'm first going to add some carrot. Try to keep all your vegetables chopped to similar size. It makes it much easier and faster for it to cook. Carrots have been cooking on a high flame for about a couple of minutes. I'm now going to add some capsicum that's also cut to a similar size, you'll see. Toss that around so that it takes on all the flavors of the pan. If you feel anything is burning at this point while you're cooking, just keep some water handy and add that to the pan. Don't worry, nothing will get soggy. You just need to add a little bit of water, not too much. I'm going to saute this also for another 2 minutes on a higher flame. Okay, so I've been sauteing and cooking this for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to add a bunch of spices. Now don't be alarmed at the spices you see me adding. I'm going to start with some turmeric. I know, you're finding this a little alarming, but stay with me on this one. Coriander powder, yes, we need a little bit of coriander powder. And I'm also going to add some Garam Masala. Now collectively, this is what is known as curry powder. This is what you will find being used as curry powder, the combination of this. I'm also going to add some pepper. And saute this. Now at this point of time you'll ask me, you're going to be like, Tarika, what are you doing? This is more like a sabzi, and I'm going to tell you, have faith. We're in this together. Now you want to let the spices cook for a bit. Otherwise you don't want that raw taste and aroma of the spices. That can really be very bad. So let this cook off. I'm going to add the mushrooms a little bit later, not right now. To balance out the flavors, I'm also going to add a little bit of jaggery powder. You can use palm sugar, you could also use regular sugar. Use a little less than the quantity I've specified if you're using regular sugar. Mix that in. And now I'm going to add the finely chopped mushrooms. Believe it or not, these are just about 4 or 5 mushrooms that I've just minced like that. And now take the flame up to high because the mushrooms will release their own water. So whatever you find becoming dry here won't stay that way anymore. After sauteing the mushrooms on a high flame, I'm also going to add some salt. My rice is not cooked in salted water, so which is why I can salt this liberally at this stage. I'm also going to add some soy sauce, so I'll leave room for that. The next thing I'm going to add is some dark soy sauce. You can also use a light soy sauce, that's totally fine too. Mix that through. At this stage, I'm going to add our cooked chicken back into the pan. All the juices from there as well. See how fast this is moving. I'm also going to add the toasted cashew nuts. You can use peanuts also in this recipe. Take the flame back up to high so that we're mixing the flavors of the veggies and the chicken together. You'll see how now the cashews have started to take on the turmeric from here. I've sauteed the chicken and the veggies for a bit in this really tasty masala mixture. Now little by little I'm going to add our cooked rice. This rice is a day old. I'm going to add it in batches so that I can mix it in really well. And the flame is on low. Much easier to mix it if you're doing so in batches. It's going to take on so much flavor. So healthy and packed with veggies, nuts, and protein, whatever protein you choose to use. Flavors of this Singaporean fried rice are so beautifully balanced that you really don't need to eat this with anything else. You can eat this as it is, maximum just fry an egg on top and it's ready to eat. This Singaporean fried rice is just so perfectly balanced with flavors. Please feel free to use any combination of vegetables that you have at home. Do try this recipe and of course subscribe to get curried for loads more.